I don't want to make the same mistake I did like 2 sessions ago, where like half through the sessions I realized I didn't record anything. Yeah, and hopefully no like
How
Wi-Fi
are we
issues.
supposed to make it onto the Twitch stream then?
Oh my god! Are you using the?
Yeah. The ball cap really.
Oh
like,
my god! It's
flex,
actually
right?
great. It's amazing.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
I told you. And did you kind of point it to the wall, or is it pointing at
No,
you?
so this is just the crappy ring light that I bought. Yeah.
Amazing. It's an amazing change. Look at me. It's kind of right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I really it's one of the few purchases I made, like, you know, $10, and it actually works. So
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so
Make
that's
sure.
it will stay with you for a lifetime. You'll remember me, like, as long as you have that ring light, you'll remember me. So
Well, hopefully it lasts longer than the price I paid for it.
yeah. I actually bought 2, and one of them I simply keep like unlit because I'm kind of expecting it to die tomorrow. But no, it's been a couple of years, and it's amazing. It's fine. It's working. So I prepared this short recap for you, and then we can kind of do whatever you want. The Sword Coast and its surrounding cities, towns, and villages, places most of you call home, is reeling. Brutal attacks by giants and the crawling alien evil of mind flayers wrecked the lives of many. You have witnessed it firsthand. But your journey, a long and winding one, brought you to the place where it all began. Red Rocks, where the Oracle told you King Hecaton, ruler of all giant kin, has vanished. The clues you have gathered suggest powerful factions are involved. The Kraken Society, which is a devious organization led by a being so powerful it can bend minds to its will and grant magical powers to its followers, and the Unborn Empire of Arcosia. This is a mighty nation ruled by Dragonborn from the future, supported by the power of Clouth and ancient red dragons. The key to freeing the Sword Coast from the burden of these 2 organizations lie here. Free Hecaton or kill him, and the Storm Giant throne will choose the king's successor, uniting the giants into a force able to restore balance, especially now after you have delivered a mighty blow to the Kraken and prevented the fall of Neverwinter. We have a giant-sized ship rests in the water before you, next to a small cluster of islands. This is Red Rocks. Your Nautiloid reads 2 harbors to choose from, one at the bottom of the ship, the other one in a cave at the cluster of islands. So, what do you want to do?
Anybody remember what we decided on last time?
Anyone remember?
We did decide, I think.
Let's see what if I wrote anything down.
So what I remember is that the ship itself is shaped like a sunken octopus made of wood. We see people on it, not giants. It has all sorts of siege weapons. Now you mentioned that I didn't write anything about the entrances actually. I do remember there was one below, but I didn't. The one above ground, is it, or is the ship like inside that entrance?
So the ship is basically parked next to the cluster of islands. So you know there is an underwater harbor that you can kind of sink your Nautiloid, and much like you kind of connected to the Remorseless, like way back. So there's this entrance to the ship, and the cluster of islands hides a cave that you can kind of sail into.
Okay.
Like think Indiana Jones and you know the Ark.
Does the Nautiloid? I remember that back then the Nautiloid was able to tell us if we are seeing other Nautiloids in the area. Are we able to see other ships in the area?
Not airborne. There is one at the cluster of islands, probably at the same cave that you can sail into.
And it's not moving. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, front or back door?
I say we go to the caves. I don't want to attack that ship head on. I mean, if they're allies, great, but that's not been our past.
The people in the Nautiloid ship, and the big Nautiloid ship under the water. Do we know if it's the Kraken Society or if it's the?
That's a good question. From if I remember correctly, you kind of wanted to keep some distance, so your sensors only say that these are humanoids, but you don't get a kind of a fixed read on who are they. But these are not giants. Like this, the ship is giant-sized, but it's not. Run by giants. Maybe I have a picture to show you.
Didn't we see like a symbol of the Kraken at the deck of the ship or something
You kind of, as you look at it, it's obviously. No, I don't have a good. So I'll kind of describe it. So imagine like a very slim and narrow ship. That from the back of it float something like 4 tentacles, wooden tentacles. They are kind of hard. They're not kind of moving. These are not real tentacles, but they drag behind the ship like underwater. And you believe that the entrance for the Nautilus is probably between those. And at the front of the ship there is like a mighty fin. That is also underwater, keeping the ship kind of stable. So it's octopus-shaped, which kind of clearly marks it as, Kraken Society.
Okay. So yeah, I'm with Anderist on this. Like, I think we should. We're not gonna, even though we're very charismatic, I don't think we're gonna pass as like their allies. I think we should just try to stealth into whatever hidden cave is within the islands.
I kind of disagree. Like,
Okay.
they probably wouldn't guard the front door as well as the rear door. Like, they don't expect others to come in on a Nautiloid, where the Nautiloid is
true.
clearly dark. But they
Well, I
do
thought that
expect-
was the back door.
I think that's the front door, or the main.
Could we just
door
call
that
it
Nautiloid-
caves and ship?
Why not? Come on, rogues do it from behind.
Front and back door.
Farmers
Okay.
don't do it from behind.
No, of course not. See, I do it from the front.
Okay. Well, also
I
we
don't.
also have the giant whale plan.
Yeah.
No, that's not a real plan.
The ship that's
I'm
there.
totally gone.
The ship that's there is it's docked. It's above water and below, and are they on dry land, or do we only see them on the ship?
That's a good question. You don't see people on the cluster of islands. These are very small islands, very similar to the ones that you have investigated the Triton facility, research facility. So it's very similar. All you can see are kind of rocks that gleam in the colors of red and purple. And there's probably some cave that your ship kind of can go in. The ship itself, and those islands are clear of people. You don't see anything there. The ship itself, it's located like a kilometer, let's say, west to those islands. It simply floats there, even though it has a mast and everything. It simply floats.
Okay.
Parts of it are underwater, obviously, but it's a big ship, so there is a lot of ship above water, and there are people kind of manning it, but humanoids definitely. Hard to say like what and who.
I just realized that if we save if the king is here, he's a giant, and we're not gonna fit him in our ship. we're gonna have to take their ship. Anyway.
Well, or he can summon his own aid. Like we could leave him here and go get aid. But I think that's a plan for later. Why don't we go underwater and scout that other ship and see what we can see? I thought they were at land, docked there, but if they're out there, so they've either sent in smaller boats with landing parties, or they've docked with something underwater that we can't see.
Or is there
My
Triton?
guess is a ship of that size can't get up to the islands.
I
That
kind
changed
of,
my mind.
I kind of assumed that it was connected to some subterranean cave system
Mhm.
where the base is.
So why don't we go look?
Yes.
Yeah,
Try
let's
and
go look.
get as far away as possible and look.
If we get caught, that means we just have to go to the front door.
Exactly.
Oh.
But right now we don't have enough information. So let's scout out both entrances.
Good. Okay. So I assume that you kind of take your ship underwater, which is always kind of an interesting experience. You can hear the hit of the water in the Nautiloid's hull. There's some vibration and then water everyone on the front screens. Quarian, you kind of lead the ship. So do you want to scout the islands or the giant ship?
Let's start with the giant ship.
Okay. Awesome. So you head closer and closer to the ship. I need you all to make stealth checks. So I assume you all kind of operating small devices like the radar, shutting down, like holding all the things that won't move. Someone is looking with the periscope.
13.
28 from Galen.
14 for rugby.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a 6 for Peleus.
Okay.
18
16
for
for-
Quarian.
16 and how much, Quarian?
18.
18. Okay. So Peleus, you kind of get out of the toilet, flushing, and like everyone are quiet, like shh, and you're like, what happened? But you all manage to kind of quietly move and maneuver your ship, and as you go closer into the ship, let me try and see if I can show you. Well, actually, why not? So I'll show you a picture in a minute, but what you see is this. You can see the side of the ship, and it has a few interesting features. One is that it has like this swarm of fish-like creatures that are circling it. They move in groups and they kind of patrol around it very, very slowly. There's kind of, you believe if you kind of stop to count, something like 4 or 5 groups, and in each group something like 6 of those creatures. They look like like if someone molded huge sharks with some the upper body of something that appears like a triton, but turned into something much more sinister. Let's call it this way. So they have fins and long nails, and they are holding what appears to be harpoons, but their underside is simply fins and the tail of a fish. So that's that. You also see windows circling the ships. So the underbelly of the ship has some windows you can actually look through. There is something very strange going on inside. Like there is some mighty construction within the ship. You can kind of see it through the windows, but you'll have to get closer to kind of get a better sense of it. Do you want to do it? Do you want to risk it? Or do you want to move to the cluster of islands? Or do anything else?
I think we should move to the cluster of islands first, scout there, and then decide if where we want to dig deeper.
Okay, makes total sense. So you kind of move your Nautiloid. You need another stealth check from all of you as you operate the machines, being quiet, holding the druid not to flush the toilets.
No good. 2.
I did it a little bit better.
Me too.
Got a 25.
Okay, so a double flush.
27 from Galen.
Balius?
15 for Rookie.
At 10.
Oh, a 10. Okay. Okay. So, as you kind of move the ship, your ship kind of, exhales a stream of bubbles from one of the devices that keep the air compressed, probably Forgar and oh my god, I blacked out. And Andrest, yeah. What happened to me? You kind of operated the wrong valves, and there's a large nasty kind of from the ships behind. And at that point, 2 of the patrols kind of zoom in and move forward. Now, Quarian, since your eyes are attached to the ship's kind of controls, you can see that as they move forward, they kind of passed an invisible barrier. Once they hit it, it kind of flickers for a moment and then it's gone. It seems like the ship is surrounded by some sort of a magical barrier that was invisible to you before. But in any case, 2 of those groups are currently swimming towards your nautiloid. What do you want to do?
So I'm up for any ideas. In the
I say we
meantime.
act like we belong here. Just
Now,
start.
do you-
Just
Have you
stay.
rested?
No, we didn't have time. I wanted to rest, but you guys were like, "No, we don't have enough time."
No, we couldn't rest. I don't think we could rest.
I disagree, but that's in the past.
We rested before the dragon fight, not after the dragon fight.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which is he?
Also, we had just long rested like 5 minutes before.
Irrelevant. All right. So I say we act like we belong here. If we run, they're just gonna send up an alert.
Do
Should we just
have
hang out and let
Do
him
we have any
board?
weapons on ship?
Yeah, just
We
like
have
act like we're a
tentacles.
patrol that belongs here.
Okay. All right. Well, let's behave like just regular illithids.
Okay. So I need from all of you a there is a roll for that probably. I wouldn't say deception maybe.
Deception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roll your deception as a group and see. Let's see what's going on.
No, I rolled really well. A 9.
12.
15.
Got a 20.
16.
These are like my best rolls, and I keep rolling 5s and 4s.
Deception is not my best roll. It's one of the worst.
So let's run the numbers again. So Rukvi,
15.
Peleus,
19.
Forgar,
16.
and Enderist.
12.
Great. Quarian.
20.
Okay, amazing. So the 2 groups kind of circle the nautiloid for a moment, and then you can kind of really see their faces. I'll try to kind of send you the picture, which should be interesting. Yeah. So you can kind of check it out at in the chat. Patrol. Petrol. So this is it.
Wait, we got disconnected. James disconnected.
Oh, send an image and this is it.
It looked too horrible that James ran.
I so scared.
So I've sent you a picture of how this creature looks. So they kind of circle the boat, like your nautiloid, and you kind of operate the machinery to kind of send the signals, like do whatever you can to kind of be seen as an illithid nautiloid, and they buy it. They kind of circle you twice, and then they head back to the patrol.
Well, there's our answer. They're Kraken Society.
I mean, they have
That the
tentacles.
shape
so-
of the ship didn't give it away.
Well, we also are piloting a ship that doesn't belong to us, so
That's
it's not-
legit.
Hey, we got it fair and square.
Yes, they may have, but we know they're Kraken Society, so
What do you guys think about that force field or whatever is around that ship?
I think we should avoid it.
We should what?
I think anything that powerful is something we don't want to tangle with.
Yeah.
But couldn't that ship be the base we're looking for?
Possibly.
These are not the base you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Let's move on then.
Base we're looking for. Let's move
Alright
on.
then. Caves.
That's not a
Yeah,
moon.
Let's go check out the caves.
Okay, so you continue along the same direction that you've started before, and slowly you reach the area of the islands. I need you all to make perception check. Well, yeah, let's do it this way.
Oh, much better.
21.
Ooh,
15. Okay then.
17.
15.
okay,
I'm sorry, 16.
yeah, that's fine.
10.
Easy.
Hey,
Dude, we're above now.
Okay, so as you move towards the islands, you stop the Nautiloid just before you head into another bubble of some magical energy, and the reason you kind of identified it is because the way the waves kind of crash at the beach or on the rocks, with the periscope you kind of look, and there's some distortion in the air that you manage to kind of spot.
We identify this.
So,
Can I make an Arcana check? Maybe I've heard of something like this before.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
24.
So you concentrate a little bit and you kind of analyze the way that the patterns of the distortion kind of move. You believe that this area is under the effect of a spell called illusionary terrain, simply enlarged to encompass an entire cluster of islands. You believe that those
What's under
empty,
there?
the empty islands, exactly.
Let's go through it. It won't hurt us.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
You push through. How many of you saw Star Trek Discovery?
No.
No. Okay. So you push through, and there is some vibration along the hull of the ship, and then what you see are dozens and dozens of nautiloids kind of hooked into a web of tentacles that are all connecting into the base of the islands, and there is one tentacle kind of floating toward the nautiloid, like expecting to dock with you. There are like maybe 100 in the area. It's all slimy and tentacly and a really icky place to be, but the nautiloid kind of floats as if it, maybe it knows where to kind of park.
Are you guys cool with slimy place?
No,
Never.
but we're here, so
Yep.
when in Rome.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Let's get slimy.
I guess we just have to. If we run away from it, we'll blow our cover. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
just be
Okay.
ready to unplug, Quarian. Just in case.
Now let the tractor beam pull us in. It'll guide us right into the shuttle bay.
Okay.
There she goes then.
So the tentacle slams into the hatch, the airlock.
Kills us all.
The end. So
That's the end
It
of the
wouldn't
session.
take 2 hours.
the kind of the nautiloid rocks and then being led into its space, and it's kind of positioned in an awkward, like the nautiloids are not leveled, they kind of are positioned in all kinds of awkward positions, and the airlock kind of opens, and there is like this slimy cave that leads out from the nautiloid into whatever. It
Alright.
stinks like hell.
Who's first?
I put on my anti-mind control illuminating foil cap. And then I put my helmet on top of that. And I say, I guess I'll lead us on.
In the Nautiloid, were there like outfits of any kind that I feel like when we first got it there was something in here.
I think you had some uniform and rings of the society. I think you kind of collected some bits and pieces.
But not like deep sea diving gear with like the big bell helmet.
No.
Well, I'm gonna put on the uniforms then.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, there was kind of something like 2 bags or 3 bags like of uniform or whatnot. So.
But aren't those for Tritons?
Yeah, but Tritons are humanoid in form, so you can kind of squeeze into.
Are we gonna do the Chewie thing of me being a prisoner? Because I can't put that on. It doesn't fit me.
You can't put that on. I can't put that on.
Over your armor, right? I still have the ID from the Triton General that I stole a long time ago. I'm gonna put that on too. Hi, my name is Steve. General Steve.
Kamal, General Kamal. Okay. So you kind of dress up, and with Forgar and Brookvi at the front as probably prisoners. The rest of you kind of dress up, and you push into the slimy tube, which surprisingly enough seems like it wasn't meant to be walked on. Every time you kind of step on it, there's some living part of it trying to recoil. So this whole journey through it is kind of not exactly what you expected. It's almost being like pushed by the ball movement of some big creature. This isn't pleasant. But you are not greeted, but kind of expelled at the other side of it into a very, very warm cave. You assume it's underwater because you can see like drips of water everywhere. It's very humid, very hot, and there is a buzz all around you. And this buzz is the speak and activity of countless Dragonborn.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to clean myself off, and anybody else who wants it.
What is they saying? Can we try to understand something?
I probably could.
Yeah, so make another perception check, and it seems like kind of nobody noticed you, like there are no guards or whatever. You can see what?
So are these guys allies?
That's a good question. So you see
17 on the perception check.
Okay, good. So you hear a lot of military chit-chat. So imagine like stormtroopers kind of, you see that? That's new F-14, iron grenade was real something, right? So they talk about a couple of things. What was your role again? 17, you said? 17.
Yeah.
So you hear 3 things. One is they seem to be concerned about energy level being dropped or below minimum, something like that. Okay, so that's one thing that they're occupied with. The other thing is that they seem to believe that the Emperor has fallen or taken or something like that. Okay? And the third thing is that they have lost a comrade in battle recently. This is kind of the big news. There is kind of a large, like a long name of probably a dragon that was lost.
So they're probably not our friends.
Yes,
Oh.
they are.
By the way, we didn't talk about my wife. Is she with us on the ship, or did we leave her back?
I actually don't remember, so it's up to you to decide.
Take off to meet with somebody.
We leave her in the ship to take care of the ship.
Sure.
She's our
Okay.
getaway driver.
Yeah.
Let's Rookie, can you wipe the dragon blood off your sword? Real quickly.
But it looks so cool. All right.
Yeah. Throw the cloak over my my uniform, and I definitely don't think we should be toting Borgar as our prisoner at this moment.
Yep.
Should be our leader.
Yes.
I'll act like
Oh,
mind
no.
controlled and stupid, I guess.
Okay.
Prisoner?
That's any different than usual.
I only drool sometimes. Come on, it's when I'm hungry. God damn it.
Like a permanent drool stain on his armor.
So from this large cave, you can see that many kind of tubes connect to it. Some people go in, some dragon balls go out. There's a large kind of carved staircase, carved as from the bedrock of this place, that goes up. There's a lot of traffic there, mostly dragonborn. They all wear this emblem on their kind of breastplate, and Forgar, you recognize it as the emblem of this futuristic Arcosia.
Okay.
Among them are people who, just by the looks of it, wear this the same basically clothes that you are wearing. They have whatever emblem that you have on the ring, they have it on their cloaks, but there are very few of those, and you do spot 2 mind flayers that seems to be preoccupied with another nautiloid.
These might be allied with the mind flayers to help guard the giant king.
Mhm.
We need to.
So maybe it's time for the Emperor to step forward and order these minions of his to execute the giant king. That's also a way we win.
Emperor Forgar.
Yes.
You want to go up and chat with some people? We'll be right behind you.
Yeah, you will, eh?
I will.
Wait, were we trying to rescue the king?
That was plan A. Plan B is killing the king, because then one of his daughters will become the new king/queen.
But what about this energy upkeep that has to be? If we find the generator.
Well, let's
That's-
go find out. Let's go talk to them. They're not attacking us.
Then, sure. Let's go chat with the nearest Dragonborn guys.
Okay,
Give you Bardric inspiration, Forgar.
Cool.
Uh,
I'm
Forgar,
gonna need it.
my question to you: do you kind of? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Emboldening bond. So 5 willing creatures. That's Forgar, and who else wants it? Myself. Burian.
Yeah, sure. Me too.
Okay, and one more. Who wants it?
What does it do?
You get a D4
It's-
to attack roll, ability check, or saving throw in the next 10 minutes. Every time you make a roll. It's like being blessed.
For saving throws, I'm good. I think maybe somebody else.
I mean, if nobody wants it, I would take it.
Okay, it's yours. So, yeah, so you've got a D4 that you can add to all attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws for the next 10 minutes.
Okay,
Plus, you've got the Bardic Inspiration.
sick.
Sick. Okay. Forgar, my question to you: do you reveal your identity as kind of their emperor, or do you kind of, don't make a
Yes.
fuss out? Okay. So yeah, so what do you say? Like, you have many people to kind of,
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm back, bitches.
Yeah, totally. No, I'd let's go for like some kind of like that sort of authority position where you walk up and you give them shit for, you know, not being at attention and such. And I want to find out who it is that they're talking about that they lost recently.
Okay. Cool. So you approach one of those Dragonborn who seem to be walking in half a patrol. As I said, there are no guards here, but you can obviously see that some of them are on patrol duty, right? They simply move around, making sure that there are no issues. Probably they kind of eyeing the mind flayers, eyeing the Kraken Society cultists. So you kind of walk up into the face of one of them, and he looks at you, and he kind of freezes. So what do you say?
Fuck.
You say fuck. Okay.
Yeah. Under my breath, I'm like, oh no. I guess I really did not have a plan for what I wanted to say to these guys.
At ease?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Starting it off with an at ease. I don't know. What did we want to find out from these guys?
Where's the king? Where's the prisoner?
What are they doing?
Who
Or
is
like
guarding
status
them?
report generally, so they say something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'd walk up and go for the addies and ask for a status report.
Okay. Make a make a persuasion check. They kind of look at you, obviously recognizing you, but fearing this might be some sort of what's going on? We were told he's gone.
Add a D4.
And D12 on top of that.
Oh my god.
Need to use the D12 right now? You don't have to use the D12.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hold
need
it.
to use the D12.
Oh shit.
The roll was so bad that even his camera froze there for a minute.
Okay, so with all of the dice, I got an 11.
Oh my god.
And
Oh
he's
my
high
god.
charismatic.
Oh my god. So you kind of walk there, you slur the words a little bit, you kind of look beaten.
I'm the authority here. Fuck shit, guys. What you say? Come on, tell me what to say. I'm the king here.
Just like
me.
what just happened.
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
Okay. So a couple of Dragonborn kind of surround you and your friends, and the one that you kind of approached says, he kind of looks at you, tilts its head, and says, "We were expecting you. Follow me, my liege." And then he kind of turns, but his friends kind of circle you and start advancing, like, you know, this half circle of plated, huge Dragonborn that kind of, you know, push you towards the stairs. Yeah.
So Andrus has been following, like I said, right behind you. He's got his like book out. He's got his like charcoal, and it's been like the, you know, dutiful secretary kind of thing, you know, staying right at your hand. And he's gonna slam that book shut as loud as he can, and he's gonna very loudly address him and say, "This is your emperor, and you will treat him as such."
They kind of, yeah, sure.
Should I punish him for his insolence, my league? I slightly bow to Vorgar.
Not yet.
That would be a 21.
Oh my god. Okay, good. So the kind of the sound of the book slamming kind of is echoed in the cave, like pa, 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 and kind of, suddenly everyone are kind of silent, and then the Dragonborn that kind of moved forward goes rigid, and then he turns around and looks at you, Anderist, and then he looks at Forgar, and then he says, "Of course, we will take you to Captain Daggerdark. That was all our intent. For all intents and purposes, he is the executive officer of this facility. He should be talking to you, and not a lowly servant as myself."
Can I do
All
like
right.
an insight check if he's to see to
Yeah.
check how serious he is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Plus, I got a 23.
You believe that his first intent was kind of different from his second. You believe that Anderist kind of gesture shook him, and now he's not so sure. Like before that, he was very kind of sure of what he's doing, but now he's not so sure.
Okay.
And he kind of bows and kind of shows the way to the staircase, and people kind of move out of the way. There's kind of silence. You also spot the mind flayers who seem to be kind of alert. They're kind of wiggling their long hands and watching with their white eyes what's going on, but they're not moving towards you.
Does they have the ring of the Kraken Society, or is that one?
Yeah, it's on their kind of breast leather clock thing.
All right, let's
Following
go
the
see
Dragonmon?
Captain.
Okay, good. So you go up the staircase and into what appears to be a submarine bay. So imagine this vast cave. You can see the opening that leads to the water, and from that opening you can actually see the ship that you have seen before. There is this mighty flag above the submarine bay. This kind of the insignia of Arcosia, and many Dragonborn are kind of unloading armor, unloading gear like axes and double axes and barrels of water and rations and whatnot. It seems like a huge military operation here. There is a Nautiloid parked at the bay itself, and one of the other bays is vacant. And as you go, most of the soldiers basically around you kind of go into attention, and you can hear whispers. If you want, you can make a kind of another spot, not a spot.
Perception.
Perception, sorry. I haven't played for ages. Perception check to kind of hear like what they're talking about.
17. If they're speaking language, I understand.
Most of them speak like in Forgar's native language. So if
Roll
you
a 20.
20, easy. Yeah.
It's a shame it's just to listen.
So it seems like you have kind of two main voices going on around. Kind of one group says, the Messiah, the king, the emperor is here. He'll fix everything. The war is ours to win. This is it. This is our moment. The other group is, this isn't him. It's a kind of a past version of him. He's like, this is a mistake. This is what the mind flayers warned us about. Like, we should kind of be very careful now. Like, kind of two circles of whispers. You are led to through another staircase, and then a couple turns to the left and to the right. You reach a plateau that has another staircase that goes up to the basically to the outer surface of this cavern, and into the room is carved a large, basically into the stone. Carved a large room, a large chamber. You can see a map that you have all seen before, the map of Arcosia. There is a desk, and there is an old-looking dragonborn in this chamber with a man with a nosebleed and a red set of robes. He is bald. He holds a ring of the Kraken Society. He shakes, and there's kind of some drool coming out of his mouth. And you enter this chamber.
Is this a man that we recognize, or is it?
You haven't seen this man before in your life.
He looks healthy.
You can see that the Dragonborn looks at this man in obvious kind of despite. He hates its guts. You kind of see it, the way it looks at him, and then this man approaches you and, oh, you came, and he kind of tries to touch your face.
I pull back a little, but I guess I let him touch my face.
I interject. I push him a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in front of my Emperor, and I'm gonna use my cane and affix it in place, attached to reality, so that he can't get close enough.
Okay. So you kind of stop. Yeah, so you kind of stop him, and he wipes his mouth and his nose from the blood that he's oozing, and he kind of shakes and says, "Oh, the Kraken is talking to me. Oh, you are all doomed. No, you are all alive. No, you are all here for this great purpose. Yes, I must think." And the Dragonborn kind of, the old one kind of does this.
This is all you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are alive, and I don't think doomed. So I mean, there's that. Your guy here said that you were the one that he was taking us to. You're the captain?
So the man looks at you and he says, Yes, I am Captain Daggerdark. It's a name it was given to me by the tyrant himself. Bow before me, and he kind of shouts, and then no, I will bow before you, my liege, and he then bows to you.
I'm gonna whisper in Borgar's ear, like turn around and be like, just very quietly say, "Go sit in his chair." Change the power dynamic.
All right.
And I'll bow.
Or yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll take that input. I'll be like, I'll sort of bow back to him in that like kingly way of returning the favor, and then I'll just like walk past him and sit in whatever throne's chilling there.
So as you do that, you kind of turn and you can see a map. And this map is interesting because it's moving. And you see a map of basically the ship that lies beyond the opening of the cave. And there is something very interesting that you can see inside of it. So this is basically what you see. I'll try to kind of show you.
Oh, cool. That is a neat ship.
I like it.
And as you can see, there is someone lying inside of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can see what appears to be kind of vital signs of this giant wrapped in chains inside of the ship, and you can see that those runes, Aquarian, you kind of immediately can read them. Stasis, environment 100%, power fluctuations, etc. It seems like something is transmitting energy to that ship to keep Hackathon in stasis inside the ship. This is the reason he's not kind of dead or alive, and no one can kind of, ascend to the throne. They basically keep him in this ship, in this condition. So this is what you see, and Quarian, you kind of look at Forgar's eyes go wide, and you all kind of look at this map, which is kind of moving. It actually depicts the ocean around it. And what?
I'm going to walk up and stand kind of behind him beside the throne, like the secretary would, with my notepad out.
Worm tongue would.
Yeah, I'm going to rest. I can put my cane like this and rest the book on it like I'm writing.
Yep.
Cool.
And try and analyze the map a little bit more, kind of discreetly.
Okay, so the man kind of looks at you and then says, "Oh, behold my creation! I was given the instructions by the mighty tyrant and created this. You want me to explain, right? To show you its magnificence." And then he starts to babble and talk about stupid things. And at this point, the Dragonborn, you can see the look on his eyes. He becomes deeply suspicious. Like, he kind of looks at you like this. And he has this small goatee, like white-gray. And he kind of looks at you like, what's going on?
How fragile does this Dragonborn look?
He's old, like really old.
I'm
Are the other guard
like a Gollum bodyguard. I've just kind of been standing and being inconspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he hasn't seen me. But I put my hand on the hilt of my sword to bludgeon him if I want. And I Andorist or Quarian and raise an eyebrow.
Are the other guards still in the room?
Yes, so the one that kind of brought you into the room basically waved inside, and there are all like 6 of them waiting outside. They don't look like they are very much alert. There is kind of an area of confidence around them.
So they're outside?
Yes.
And there's a door?
It's not a door, it's simply an opening.
Oh, okay. But are
So,
they looking in?
They're not really, like, yes, they are, but they're not, you can see on their eyes, it's like, those soldiers who are so confident that, yeah, sure, go ahead and talk to whoever is inside there.
I'd probably, if I saw, seeing the other Dragonborn dude there being all suspicious, I would look at him and be like, "What are you eyeing me up for?"
He says, "You look surprised, but you shouldn't be. I'm beginning to wonder, maybe you haven't seen what you should have seen before coming into this place, which makes you very dangerous." And the man goes, "Yes, dangerous."
You a failure.
I would like to quiet behind the old Dragonborn.
Okay.
With a stealth of 30.
you kind of right, this again.
Yes.
You melt in one place and you kind of
and I think I'll do an insight check on him.
go for it.
Oh, with a 28.
Wow, nice.
Does it seem like he is about to betray his king, or isn't falling for, or?
So you kind of read that while he is sitting there looking at Forgar, you can feel that he is very tense and that he's trying to decide something that kind of really weighs on his shoulders, like a big decision. This is what you kind of read.
So
Yes.
I'd respond to him and be like, if there's stuff that I don't know that I'm supposed to know about, that is your failure, not mine.
Ooh.
You can see his eyes sadden. Like you're right.
Can I also, as Galen is inspecting the old man, I'll like to block the entrance, looking out, and look at one of the, the more vocal guard,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Our Lord wishes for a bowl of M&Ms, only green M&Ms." just like ridiculous things, like bring him 7 lemons, and a smoothie of these things, and just I pull out like a piece of paper.
Yeah. Okay. So roll a deception check. Andorist, you said something about inspecting the map, right? So can you roll an Arcana check for me? Oh, 35? Okay. What?
Oh, I got 16 for deception.
Okay.
Quern, in the meantime, is going to inspect the room and try
Okay.
to get a fix for the people, for the guards, to see if when they are more alert and when they're less.
Good.
And don't forget, you get to add your d4s. I got a 26 on my Arcana check.
Okay, yeah, I suspected
Oh
as
yeah, I
such.
forgot those on my checks.
So, yeah, this is what happens when you play like 15 level characters. So, a couple of things you notice. One, Rukvi, the dragonman, looks at you and kind of, sir, yes, sir, and turns around and leaves, like 3 lemons, 1 smoothie, one, and kind of points his soldiers to kind of bring all that stuff. Galen, you kind of dissolve even closer toward the old dragonborn. Andorist, you realize 2 things. One, you believe that on the staircase that leads from this plateau leads to some sort of a ramp above this chamber that contains some magical device, you're not sure exactly what, that powers the chains, as you've seen in the drawing. The chains that hold the giant are, just by touching him, they kind of put him in stasis. You believe that if you kind of do something to the device above, the chains are off, the giant is kind of free. Yes, you have to kind of go out the room, climb the stairs. You, Aquarian, identify... Oh, what happened?
He fucking quits.
What?
I said he quits.
It quits, yeah. I don't identify anything.
Obviously. Fuck this.
Maybe we can ask for a tour of the
Need you
machine.
for
Totally.
I'm gonna
Give inspection.
so I've been writing like what I see in my notebook, and I'm gonna put a little note on my paper. Says ask for an inspection of the power generator. It's in the room above us, and I'm going to kind of like head down and just kind of like hold my book up and point to Forgar, like I'm reminding him of a previous thing he told me to remind him of.
Okay. But
And how
I
does
really...
the old Dragonborn seem to react to Forgar saying it's your failure if I hadn't seen things I should seen?
P.S. That's inspiration worthy. That was fucking brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree. So the kind of his shoulders slump as he admits this failure. Hey, Corinne.
Hey.
So. Oh, okay, good. Are you with us?
Yep.
Okay, good. Before I will describe like the old dragonborn reaction. You, Quarian, by looking at the room, identify like a very suspicious looking device. It looks like, you know, when you make coffee, like you pour coffee into this bowl and there is like a small stick, you kind of crush it. It's something very similar to that, just big, like big enough. Like the bowl itself is kind of 2 meter, no, half a meter tall. And the stick is like 1.5 meters, very thick. And the item, as you kind of look at it, covered by tentacled runes, this is an artifact. Like it kind of, as you look at it, it kind of radiates so much energy, but only when you look at it, you kind of, oh my god, what is this?
Okay, I try to make eye contact with Anderist, and then I try to note to signal with my eyes at that artifact to him.
Okay.
Okay.
The Dragonborn looks at you, Forgar, and says, "You and I, we fought many battles together. We had to unite humanity against the many shadows that plagued them. But the sacrifice, my king, the sacrifice." And then, for some reason, he looks at its trembling hands. The sacrifice.
Well, we can easily remedy some of the knowledge that I'm missing by showing me around this area. I feel like there's some stuff you could show us, like what's going on with, or like how you're keeping the king locked up in there.
When you say that, his eyes suddenly bright up. Like, yeah, this is more like I would expect from my king. And he kind of, yes, I would do that for you. And you almost feel that he had one word to add to that, but he kind of cut himself short. And then he slowly rises up, and the man in front of him, yes, let's show them my creation. It's amazing. Oh, my blood, my nose. So much blood. What do you want to do?
I will let the Dragonborn live for a moment longer.
Okay. Okay.
Lido, can I do like an Arcana check to try to understand what this artifact is?
Yes.
Okay.
Add a D4.
Yeah, I got a critical failure, so D4 won't help me.
No, it's still, yeah, there is no critical failure in the skill check. So what's the number after all the modifiers, etc.?
Okay.
27.
4.
A 4? Oh my god. You have absolutely no idea. Like, probably a coffee grinder plus 10 or something like that.
So when we walk past it on the tour, can I make an Arcana check?
So, yeah, Aquarian kind of...
Shrug.
I could really need make a good cup of coffee right now. Well, let's feel that.
I rolled a 20.
Oh my god. Okay. So
29.
you look at it and like, have you seen the Pirates of the Caribbean kind of? So there is this scene where they kind of roll around this device that goes up and then boom. And then they summon the Kraken.
Okay.
Sorta.
Kind of like the thing that you used to lift an anchor on an old ship.
Yeah. So by kind of stomping this device, you summon the Kraken.
Okay. Does it look like it's super, super heavy?
Yes. You don't think it's even movable. Like when looking at it.
Maybe throw in a cushion in there.
Okay.
So it's the Kraken, right? The Kraken that caused all this.
You believe
let's
so?
not make coffee. then.
So when the
Depends on-
Dragonborn kind of leaves the room, the man kind of walks behind you, but he stays in the room. Oh yes, go see my creation, and you kind of get a feeling that like Enderus, you feel that there is a bond between this man and the device. Like he won't really leave the room.
Got it. Okay.
I'm gonna make some small joke to the other Dragonborn about being happy that the crazy dude's staying in the room for the tour.
He smiles and laughs, like a short cackling laughter, and then he kind of you never liked him. As you go up, like it takes forever, right? This old Dragonborn kind of slowly going up the stairs. You're not sure what his scale color is kind of all faded out. But eventually you reach out and behold this really, really weird thing. It's imagine like a ship's wheel, but in 2 dimensions, like this. One wheel like this, and the other one kind of crossing it. So all kinds of the sticks. It hovers in mid-space and kind of twists. Okay, and every time it kind of completes a twist, there is something in reality kind of moves and shifts as if it's sucking power from reality itself, and then you can feel this a release of energy that is fired toward the ship.
Cool.
So this device is kind of hovering in mid-space. Beneath it, there is a large puddle, like a huge one, crawling with tiny larvae. Like,
Gross.
so like seriously, if this whole device is something like 15 feet diameter, the larva lake is kind of double that.
Damn.
Make perception checks.
20.
20 for rugby.
6.
15.
15.
Okay, so we had how much?
13.
13. Okay, so we had 120? 2. Okay, so you two see this awkward thing. It looks like a mask, like a white mask. 2 holes for eyes, no hole for a mouth, and it simply floats on the larva lake. It's like a tiny mask.
Do I recognize it?
Nope.
Can I try to fetch it with my mage hand?
You could definitely try.
So I'll kind of bow and say, Captain, what is that debris? You have to excuse me. My eyes aren't what they used to be.
He kind of his shoulders slump, and he kind of mutters something about, "Oh, the price we paid," and then he says, "This is the Guardian."
Oh.
And then he eyes Forgar, like to kind of you can feel that he's testing you.
Can we make anything from that? Does anyone know what the Guardian means?
I think I have an idea, but so I'm gonna say, so why is the power fluctuating?
It's been like that since someone broke into the interdimensional prison that the Mind Flayers have constructed to power this device.
How do we fix it?
It's a good question. You have a recollection of this dimensional prison that you kind of hacked. do you remember that device that you had, like to connect the heads into, etc.? You have a feeling that this part is missing, basically.
Yeah. So what does the captain say though when I ask him how do we fix it?
Oh, he says, I am not sure. The mind flayers should know about these such things. And he kind of shakes visibly, like he doesn't like that kind of solution. But then he says, but we know it worked. And he again looked at Forgar.
Can I take a tour around?
Yeah.
Can I walk all the way around it?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see, where's the off switch?
So
Does it plug into a regular outlet on the wall, or?
You recognize two things. First, this device is covered with small levers, buttons, dials, etc. It's kind of a classic Cthulhu arcane device, obviously constructed by mind flayers. You believe that if you'll stand on it, you'll be able to kind of manipulate it into like a shutdown mode or something like that. That's one. Second thing that you kind of realize is that the mask is floating kind of with you as you kind of circle.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a platform, is that right? Floating above the...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's like a being, not just an object.
Yeah. So I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna stand next to Quarian and like point out things, just like in hushed tones, like two engineers. I'm gonna hold up my book and like point at things, and I'll say the larva swarm is the defender. I think.
God damn.
But we need to disable the mortar and pestle, that big thing.
Galen, you can see that the Dragonborn is sliding unsuspiciously his hands into some pocket, and as he kind of gets closer to Forgar.
Yes. I would like to step up to him and say, maybe you should take a closer look at this machine as I punt him.
As you punt him? Did you say?
I punt.
I was still going for democracy or diplomacy. I mean, but like I'm no good at that. So.
From
like,
where
he's clearly reaching for a weapon.
Look, we beat a record in being inconspicuous, guys. I'm proud of
I
this.
think we stretch this out as far as we can. Let's kill him.
Is this a surprise attack on him or not?
I'm not sure actually. So let's do it this way.
I can do another stealth check if you want to see if I can do it.
Make a stealth check. Let's see if you kind of.
Well,
that's a 24. Do we still have our D4? Yep. I can add to that.
Do it. How far away are we from the mortar pestle?
How far are you from the
coffee grinder plus 10?
It's like like you have to go down the floor.
You could probably jump down.
Yeah. Is there a way to jump down? Can I see? It's not. There's no open floor or grate.
No. You have to kind of go down a tunnel and then you reach the door. So Galen, you kind of approach this old fragile Dragonborn and smack him right in the face. He didn't see it coming. Yeah.
Yeah, then this is 29 to hit, and it's probably more like the solar plexus to stun him. It will do 11 points of damage, and then he needs to do a Constitution save.
Okay.
DC something. And by something, I'm 16.
Okay, so you punch him. You can hear kind of bones crack. Like this is like an old Dragonborn. So you can definitely hear some bones crack, and then he's kind of barely standing on his hands, and his tail kind of balances him. He doesn't fall, but he's out.
As soon as I see that, I'm gonna start running back.
For my
around.
second attack, if I can, instead of like attacking him, I would like to like push him into the machine so he can land on this writhing
Wow.
worm ass thing.
So you want to push him so he will land where?
In the machine with the worms or the tentacle
So
things.
So the worms are basically think of a lake of larvae. The machine is hovering above them. So you want to throw him on the machine or on the larva?
Into the machine, and then so he just falls down. I don't
Okay.
care if I actually hit the machine.
That's
more like
fine.
into the creatures below.
Sure. So make whatever attack you think is. Yeah, that's fine. You can maybe a strength, judo, throw, whatever attack.
If I could do like some like dexterity acrobatics, like
Yeah, aikido.
stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, literally just shove him.
Back roll kick.
Yes, so I don't know what you want me to roll for that.
Slide him in just slowly into.
Face first.
Yeah.
If you want
Well,
to make
you do that.
just do like a normal attack roll or
Yeah, just like an attack roll. That's fine.
Oh.
While he's slowly getting pushed into the worms, I'm gonna look at him and go, you keep mentioning this sacrifice that I'm supposed to know about and looking very guiltily at me. You want to tell me a bit more about that?
21.
Okay.
And
so
also,
that's-
if I can, maybe like slip my hand into his coat, cloak, whatever he had, see what he was trying to pull out.
Okay,
His mom.
good. So, but he's stunned, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see if he can talk while he's stunned.
Aikido.
He
Small
can
friend.
speak. Okay, good. So he says this. Galen, as you kind of Aikido throw him, you get a fix on what he was holding. It's a small metallic object. You pull it from his grasp. He flies into the larva, drops into, smacks his head against the machine, which kind of stutters for a moment, and then he falls into the larva. And those things simply eat him alive. And then he says, Father. And then he is being eaten. And you, Galen, you hold a small locket. It kind of clicks open in your hand, and you can see the face of a small dragonborn there.
Class.
Wow.
He was reaching for a weapon.
He was resisting.
Yes. He was coming right for us.
So the second I can see the coffee grinder,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna far step to it.
Okay. So you disappear, and you appear next to the coffee grinder. You keep the shocked Forgar next to the larva pool,
I'll maybe just put my hand on Forga's shoulder. Do you want to go down and rescue him? And holding my hand on his shoulder.
What the rest of you wants to do, as kind of the machine is unguarded and in front of you.
I immediately holy shit, stuff's happening. So I look around. People running at us? Are there turrets turning to us and
So what you can see is as you kind of look, you can see the mask starts to kind of pile up or being pushed up by a mass of larvae that starts to kind of coalesce underneath it. So it's kind of this creature made of larvae is rising up. And the rest is gone to the room below. What the rest of you wants to do?
How tall is the roof over here?
There is no roof. It's the sky.
Just completely open?
Yes, are a little bit distorted because of the kind of illusionary terrain spell over all this place.
Interesting.
I turn to. All right, here's just a Hail Mary. I turn to the nearest guards, people
Mhm.
that I see, and I say, get a priest, get a cleric, get a medic. What is the name of this? The old Dragonborn?
I never told you.
You sent them all away.
Right.
Shit. God damn it. Has anybody noticed Okay, at a glance, does anybody notices?
So you were alone with this old dragonborn in this place. All you can see is this creature emerging from the pool. This is all there is. So I'll kind of let you do something, and then it's initiative. So
Yeah, I'll say everybody. I'll just scream. Everybody leave the chamber. Somebody has activated the guardian. I'll scream it in the room.
okay.
Come on, Rookie. We were trying to do this silently.
What are you talking about? That's over.
Like, come on. We clearly stopped an assassin.
Clearly,
Yeah.
as I'm looking at the locket of my parallel universe future time traveled son.
It's a weapon.
Ido, is
Yeah.
it possible at the moment right now to capture in a fireball, which is like I believe it's 40 feet diameter or 20 feet,
Mhm.
to capture both the guardian? No, it's 40 feet. Capture both the guardian and the apparatus that is
Yes.
hovering.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I'm going to try that.
Okay.
Fireball.
So wait. Yeah. Let's roll initiative. Oh my god, I'm the wires.
I should have yelled "Defend your king" or something like that.
No, man, let's just keep this quiet. Quiet as possible.
How are you gonna keep this quiet when there's a giant guardian about to attack?
I'm down there.
That's someone
do what I
throwing
do.
fire. That's ignore the explosions going on up there.
Oh man.
I don't know, there's like lithids around and shit. I don't think explosions are, that out of the norm.
Okay, so
How long I can hold the pass.
initiative.
23 for Galen.
Oh my god. 24 Quarian. How much? 24 rupee?
3.
Oh, 3.
Do we add the 1d4 for that as well? No.
It's not an ability check, so I don't think. Is it an ability check? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
it is an ability. I think
17
it is an
for.
ability.
I'm gonna say no, we don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
18 for Peggy.
Okay.
4 for Forgar.
4 Gar, and we have. Okay.
It's a good
Giant
thing our
bag of litter
frontline
to
fighters
turn
are
to
so quick to rush forward and protect us.
Isn't that your job?
No,
Okay.
I'm a farmer. I have to, water the plants.
So I will let Quarian's kind of fireball, like this, since this what you said you kind of do. You kind of blast the midsection of the lake and the apparatus. So roll your damage.
Okay.
Can't believe we didn't rest.
We couldn't rest. We only had 24 hours after we talked to the Oracle.
Yeah.
We'd have had 16 left.
Come on.
Again, we just had a long rest.
Yeah.
So 26 points of damage.
Okay. So.
Not really lazy enough.
Two things happen. One of them, the larva. Wait, there is a dexterity saving throw, right? Okay.
DC 18, I think. Or 18, yeah.
Okay. So the larva creature kind of recoils a bit of it kind of being burnt away. But the interesting thing is what happened to the apparatus. It kind of tilts as if you broke it, and then you can see like bits and bites of reality being dragged along with it as it kind of rotates. So it's kind of visually, it's making your head ache, and it seems like something is off with this thing right now. It was probably more delicate than you thought. What will happen is we'll go through the initiative order, and sometimes I'll ask one of you to roll a d100 for me, and we'll see what happens. So Galen, you get to go first.
Yes. Something.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. I think I will run over to where some of the control panels, the levers and everything are. And
Do you step on the larva? or how do you
No,
get there?
going around it.
It's kind of circling this apparatus, so it's in the middle of kind
I
of a
thought it was
lake.
on the other side.
No.
Oh. How wide is it?
So the device itself is 15 feet in diameter. The larva lake is twice that.
So 30 feet that I will have to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Wait,
15.
I
the controls on the device?
What? The controls are on the device, yes.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the movement. I can double my jump speed, but I don't jump distance, but I don't think I can go that far, and I
You
don't
can
want to
go-
bother looking it up.
It's 15 feet, the distance, like the radius of the circle.
You have to jump 15 feet to kind of run through on the land, jump 15 feet to get to that.
You
If
can
it's-
jump your strength score for you double that.
Oh, then I could jump 22 feet
Ooh.
because go high strength.
Yeah.
Yes, well then I will do Step of the Wind, which as a bonus action I can my jump distance doubles and also my movement speed doubles, which is very important. So I can move 110 feet.
Good. So I need you to make like an acrobatics check to make sure that you kind of jump and land in the right place, because this whole thing is turning and twisting and reality kind of shifts around it. So
22.
Okay, so you jump, you land on it, and as you land, your hands kind of go, in front of you to balance yourself. They disappear, and they appear like 2 meters next to you, and you kind of, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then, my hands are here. So obviously reality has shifted there.
Yes.
You are on the device. What you're doing?
I will use my massive intellect to figure out what is going on by putting my fist into these machines and smash it.
Okay, make an attack roll, and let's see what happens.
I can do 2, so that's 28, 15 to hit. And
Amazing.
50, and the 15 is a 19 since I added.
Okay, good. So both are hits. Roll your damage.
Yeah, that's 17 points total of magic
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
And roll a d100 for me. As you kind of punch it, lightnings and energy bursts kind of go off.
I assume a higher is better, so 91.
91?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
So
Everything explodes and we die. The universe is no more.
Okay, so the thing emits a flash of violet-white light. It kind of washes over the entire island. Oh my god, this is how Lost starts, right? We jump to a totally different campaign now. You hear this cry of agony, and you suddenly realize all of the Dragonborn, like all of them, are gone.
Wow.
Except for Forgar, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like,
All the
damn it.
future Forgars are gone.
God, damn it, I had hoped.
Quarian, what do you
I'ma
want to
push
do?
you.
You're welcome to jump over here and try.
Right.
I am not a big jumper. Let's see. Am I a big jumper? No, I'm not a big jumper. So what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna focus on that creature.
Okay.
So here's the thing. How tall is this creature?
It's like a human-sized thing. It's actually
Okay.
a thing. Yeah.
And if it and this entire lake of larva,
Mm-hmm.
how large is it? I mean, I'm thinking of
30
some-
feet radius.
Okay,
Diameter, right?
interesting.
Diameter is like half of it, right? Oh no, diameter is yeah, you got it right. Diameter.
Okay. I'm going to try something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Galen, I hope you're gonna survive this.
Oh, good. This sounds promising.
I think you'll be okay. I'm going to cast reverse gravity on that area of the lake.
Oh my god.
Ooh, nice.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Well, I have snowball, so I fall
This
down
is-
again. It's fine.
Like, do you want a black hole? Because this is how you create a black hole. Okay. So you cast reverse gravity and everything kind of shifts. First, Galen, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to stay on this machine.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm decent at dexterity saves. Oh, was actually kind of poor. I only rolled.
Or
Yeah, I know. I only rolled a 3, so that's and with D4 that's a 17.
shit.
I can actually re-roll that if I want to. Is that a failure or not? I can re-roll that.
And it's for Quarian to adjusticate. Like, I have no idea what this spell does. So
Okay, so what the spell does is simply, it is as its name states, it reverses gravity. So everything just falls upwards to top of 100-foot. 100-foot high, pretty much. The floor becomes 100-foot high.
okay. So I would say that there is no. And what's your DC save DC like on usual spells? Like, is it
18.
8.
18? Okay, so that's a failed save unless you can do something about it.
I will re-roll.
Okay.
Oh, and even before I add the D4, that's a 27.
Okay, so you kind of slip with one hand and you kind of fly up, and then you send the other hand and you kind of grab the machine while bits of larva kind of fly up.
I'm kind of imagining like a piece of wire sticking out from the broken machine that I'm pulling on. Like,
So the creature made the same save. I would say that it kind of sticks to the apparition that still hovers at the same place, but everything else is kind of... Reality starts to twist again and twirl again. And since you're playing with gravity next to this reality bending machine, I would have you roll a D100 for me.
Okay, so that's a 26.
26. Okay, so this device crackles with lightnings. You all need to make dexterity saving throws.
My favorite.
If you are wearing metal, it's with a disadvantage.
Does the larva creature need to make it too? Or does it
Yeah,
care?
of course.
Yay.
23 for Galen, somehow, while I'm flailing, trying not to fall up.
Barrel roll.
Somehow. 20 for Rugby.
Is
Okay.
studded leather armor considered metal?
No.
Okay, so I got like very, very high then.
Okay.
27.
So if you got above... Sorry. If you got above 18, it means you have made save. And in this case, you take 34 of points of lightning damage. Otherwise, it's twice that.
I'll just ignore that.
I'm glad I'm not in that room.
I'm glad I have uncanny dodge.
Oh shit.
Do I?
Yeah.
Lightning's my jam. Does this
So you're
hurt the
resistant to it
same
then?
way?
Yeah, I think you're resistant to that,
Resistant
so you take
to it.
half damage.
Great. So
Yeah.
only 30 points? What?
No.
34.
17.
No,
Um,
I failed. I
Oh,
rolled
right,
a
you failed the
17.
save, Right,
So
34.
34.
34, yeah. Ow. That's a powerful spell. Wow.
Yeah, but that's fine. You gave us 8 for that added 35 points of the to our hit points.
I
okay.
did give you guys a whole bunch of extra hit points, a bunch of you, right?
Yeah.
So we're totally fine.
Good.
Okay, so this larva creature who sticks into the device, the mask kind of shifts a little bit, and two hands kind of sprout from this thing's body, and a spell, like magical force, is being emanated all around them in a 60-foot radius sphere, and it's a ball of icky, gooey death that kind of engulfs everything. I need basically you all to make a Constitution saving throw.
Even if I'm in the room below?
No, you're kind of out of it.
Good.
21.
22 for Rugby.
It's yours.
24.
Um,
27.
amazing.
My best roll yet.
So, it seems like you all... I mean, if you rolled above, like 19 and above, you take... that's 17 points of... I think it's necrotic damage. Let me just check. Necrotic damage, yes. If you rolled below 19, it's double that. And the creature moves to kind of the area of the levers of this device. Which brings us to Peleus.
Yeah, I just I'm down.
Oh, you're down.
Shit.
Okay, so it means that you are making your first kind of death save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
19. Okay.
Okay, so success. Good. And the rest. With you in the room, you can definitely see the madman there, kind of, with his whites. He's kind of like he understands that something is going on. What do you want to do?
So I far stepped last round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm standing there beside it. Okay, so I'm going to use an ability that I've been wanting to use this entire game, and I've never been able to use it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so excited. I've never used it, so I don't know what it's called.
It failed. It didn't work.
No, it works. Eyes of the Dark. So I'm going to use 2 sorcery points to cast Darkness, and I'm going to use another 2 sorcery points to quicken Darkness, so I can see through it. And so I'm going to cast Darkness right on me. And then I'm going to, because that becomes a bonus action, I'm then going to grab the baton out of the coffee grinder. And then I'm going to cast Minor Illusion, the cantrip, to create the illusion of the baton still in there. And then I'm going to back away to the edge of the, out of the darkness, away from where he is.
Good. Amazing. So you cast the spells, you cast darkness, you reach out for the baton. I need you to roll an intelligence saving throw.
Perfect. You were made for this.
Well, no, I'm actually not super
Oh,
intelligent.
sorcerer. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, I'm
Never
afraid.
mind.
We noticed that, Brian. You don't have to say it out loud.
But with the D4, it's a 20.
A 20. This is amazing. So you can see the depth of the bottom of the abyss in which the Kraken lives, and there's like this huge eye that is opening before you, and he says, "Welcome home." And then you kind of pull the baton out.
Before I pull it out, can I go, I want to say something to it. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't want to say. I want to say something really cool. Go fuck yourself. And I'm going to pull it out.
Super
This is
cool.
for Mom.
This is for Mom. And you're out. Amazing. Good. Fantastic roll. Saved your life. Fuck.
And next round he goes back in, touches it again. Oh wait, what I meant to say was something
I've already lost one character to this campaign.
Yeah. Forgar, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah.
I
Come
have
on,
no idea.
Come on, step out of it.
I'm still hung up on this whole "you just killed my parallel universe future son" thing. Like that's definitely weighing on me. I didn't get to find out
had
the
it coming.
sacrifice we had to make. It might have been him. Yeah, I assumed it was me. I was hoping to get that answer before you killed him.
I saved you.
From knowledge.
From
Knowledge is
knowledge.
bad.
So the weird tentacle alien thing that's heading
Yeah.
for some controls.
Yeah.
Am I able to destroy those controls before he gets there?
I think a mighty throw of your axe or
Done.
Yeah, that could
Just
do
don't
it.
hit the just don't hit the one I'm holding on to.
if you're rolling a 1, it hits the control that.
It's not a 1, so you're okay.
Add a D4.
I'm adding that right now. Altogether, that is an 18.
An 18 is definitely a hit, so you smack the device, and some control goes off and up, and some dials get changed. I need the damage, and then a D100.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, I got this. I can do this. I threw it, so yeah, that's a one of these, and a one of those, and it's 11 damage,
Okay.
and
So,
then the
yeah.
D100 is 88.
Oh, 88. This is interesting. Okay. So, the axe flies and hits the device. It kind of tilts again. More broken stuff kind of fall out of it. You can see that it's nearly gone, basically. Reality kind of stops for a moment, and then it implodes. What was that again? 88?
Yes.
88. Okay, that's too bad.
It can be 89.
It makes a horrible grinding noise, and all your magical items disappear.
No, my fucking
What
sword.
medical items?
Everybody are standing naked and like
Yeah, right.
Galen, like what? What's the problem?
I have one potion left.
It's gone.
Yeah. Oh no.
Does that include me?
You're not a magical item. You are magical, but you're not a magical item.
Affected by it?
Yes, it's kind of everywhere. Like,
Wait a
Wow,
minute.
money.
Does that mean the artifact is gone?
the artifact. That's a good question. It says magic items. I'm not sure.
If an artifact
sure.
is an item,
In the
I
magic
think,
item section of the DMG.
Yeah, I think the artifacts will be excluded. I think.
Yeah, that makes story sense.
I believe it will be excluded. But let's not skip Rookvi's turn.
Fuck my life. I'm gonna go deactivate a whole bunch of
This
stuff.
is still the same round. Incredible, huh?
Yeah.
Rookby is going to. Rookby is about to use Misty Step to jump up there with his sword, but his sword disappears. So he's like, "Oh no!" He screams to the heavens, and almost forgets to use his turn, and says, and looks at the creature, at the mask. Just grabs a rock, throws it, and says, "Be gone, you!" And he casts banishment on the creature.
Oh,
Has
nice.
to do a charisma saving throw.
This is really nice. Blah blah blah.
That's probably a better idea than Mr. stepping into an area with reverse gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Actually, I don't see any resistances. Damn. Good. Okay, so he has to do what saving throw?
Charisma.
Ooh, that's actually a nice +8. Ooh.
Damn, and he's probably past it.
And it's gone.
Really?
Yes.
Can I
Wow.
say that I just like open a tear in something and it
Yes.
just sucks him in like Ghostbusters?
Exactly. So like this tear opens and then it flies in larva after larva, and like all the larva, and then the mask kind of slams against the opening in reality, and then the mask kind of crumbles into the portal, and then it closes.
Cool.
If he's extra planar, that he stays there, right?
I think he goes to his plane, but he does come back once I lose concentration.
Not if he's not from this plane. If
No.
he's not from
Okay.
this plane, he's gone. He goes back to his normal plane.
Permanently.
Awesome.
Otherwise, he goes into a pocket plane for a minute and then comes back. Yeah.
But
Rugby
we
cries
don't.
out loud. I'm gonna miss these powers.
Nice job, Brooklyn. I would give you a thumbs up, but something seems to be wrong with gravity. This machine must have done something.
You're giving me a thumbs down, actually.
Galen, we always started in like 99% of the initiative kind of orders started with you. So I will give you the last action of this campaign. What do you want to do?
Wow.
You're on
will-
top of the machine.
Yes. As the last action of this game, I will say, screw you guys, I don't want to be in this party anymore, and go home.
and leave the machine.
Yes, just about leave. Just float away. No, I will finish destroying the machine.
Okay. So, with a
somehow
mighty
while
fist.
Somehow, while hanging upside down, I'll make 2 attacks. They both hit. One of them is a critical hit.
Oh,
Amazing.
So that's a total of 32 points of damage.
Okay,
You
so
want to
this
stun it?
the device snaps, breaks, falls apart, and 2 things happen. One of them is I need you to roll a d100, and the other thing is that you can hear chains snap.
Oh, shit! 100.
100!
Wow.
amazing.
I did say higher was better, right?
Reality restores itself.
Guys,
Wait, did you write it right?
you all vanish in this white light, and you find yourself like falling, and then reality kind of coalesces around you again, and you are standing next to a small village. It is ruined. It seems like someone dropped stones over it, and then you can hear horses kind of, and you can see 7 black riders approaching behind you, and this is where the campaign started.
Darn, I wanted to go kill that 16-year-old kid. He was such an annoying character.
And you kind of look around, and what's going on? And this is where the campaign ends.
God damn time travel.
So the whole thing is stuck in a time loop now.
We broke the world.
You broke the world. You
I'm
broke
gonna do something
reality.
different this time. I'm level 15 now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But I
like-
need paladin powers. So I don't know what happened.
But hey, that means I won't lose my soul. Because we'll be stuck in the same, like, what, 100
Yeah,
days?
wait. Is this one of those, like, we time traveled back in time and took over our old bodies time travel thing? Or is there, like, a void finding ourselves to not create a paradox of time travel situation?
And you see, like, I don't understand why Chris Perkins kind of rejected my campaign idea. It was kind of why it's perfect. No contradictions. It's all linear. It's kind of railroaded from beginning to end. I don't understand it.
Well,
Ah.
Yeah, this campaign it was so railroady. Always do this thing. Never had any options to go anywhere else. Like,
Oh my god.
I'm sure like everything went just as you had planned.
I can't believe you rolled
Oh, yeah.
100, dude.
So I actually have a folder called Campaign Planner. Okay.
Okay.
So this folder has. Let me actually. I can show it to you. I think I can share my screen. Can you see it? Like here?
Yeah.
So this is my campaign, and like funny thing, you can see all your kind of characters like Eamon and Aelin and Jenkins, etc. But you can see where I stopped modifying it. So yeah, sometime around 2018, like I stopped modifying the planner because it gone so far away from where I planned everything to go. Yeah. So this is it.
I'm glad I got to finish the campaign off with Minor Illusion, because that's actually the first spell he ever cast in his campaign was
Oh.
Minor Illusion.
Oh.
He created the
No
Minor
way.
Illusion of the crown to trick everybody that he wasn't wearing the crown. And then he did the
Yeah.
exact same thing here, basically.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
that really is full circle for you, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even plan it. I didn't even think that until now. That's cool.
So that's fun, and I have like 67 episodes kind of mapped out and written. It actually takes Google, like, I need to scroll 3 times, and it has to load. Like, each time it has to kind of pause and load the screen, which is amazing in my opinion.
Went up to 68 episodes, I think, total.
This is 67.
Wow.
This is 67.
That's
Damn.
Yeah, and the name of this episode was Roaring Oblivion. That was the name I gave it. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
do we get to that to back to the campaign because you planned for it originally, or was it the 100 that Morton rolled?
No. The 100 is there's a nice table that kind of says what happens when the machine starts to break, because obviously I kind of was pretty sure you'll start to break it. So
They
that
will
was
break
completely.
things, come on.
So that was completely Morton's fault. But yeah, I was really hoping that you will be able to actually kind of free him, like hear the sounds of the chain snap. You freed him, and then we can all go to hell. That doesn't matter as long as
One character at least could go to hell.
yeah, will go to hell.
Well, I don't know. We started back at the top. Time travel. We have a chance to not. To
So are the
balance the
7
scale.
horsemen us? Our previous character is Eamon one of those 7 horsemen?
No, these are the Zentarim. That's basically Quarian's father there.
My father.
Yeah. You kind of.
We should just kill him.
That'll prevent us from
I'll get to
going
use
to
the
hell.
We don't have to do
disintegrate
anything
finally.
else.
I've been packing disintegrate for a while now, and I haven't used it.
Yeah. My question to you is, how many adventures, like written, published one, do you think I kind of weaved into this campaign? Do you have a guess?
I wouldn't even know where to start.
I thought they were just like a couple. Like the one was Storm King, and the other one was also Elithids.
The
The hospital,
Elithids?
maybe the hospital thing was from something
right.
else.
No
Huh.
clue.
No clue. Okay, good. So I won't tell you.
I thought you were giving us a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
just
think
goes behind the curtain, dude.
He was giving us a
Come on.
peek at the curtain.
At the curtain.
Come on.
Yeah, so I was basically lifting like chunks of adventures from Out of the Abyss. I took some stuff. I took from what it's called, the Waterdeep. This was like lifted from Avernus. I took the Soul Coins idea.
Yeah.
And obviously Rise of Tiamat and like the dragons and all of that, so that was weaved as well. No Curse of Strahd because we have already played that, so I didn't do anything funky there. Plus the prison was something else. Like it is a published adventure, but for 3rd edition. So I had to saw a lot of things along the way. But all the rest was kind of invented, I would say. And that's basically it. I did keep a file on every party member. So I had kind of. So let me see if I can actually show you. Nah, it's. So I had for every character some kind of what did I want this character to experience? Like, Quarian's wife was kind of, I really wanted to weave that story in, like the relationship with her and your son, and like the monster there. It was kind of to see what's going on there with Forgar, obviously, as being this future emperor, etc. I think Enderist had a theme around like the dark and the dark side of the Force, the light side of the Force. With Zunis Peleus, this was like your first character. A lot was mapped around General Kamal and your connection to. It was inspired by this movie, Hellboy.
I
Right?
know the name, but I've never seen that movie.
So there is a character there who is basically a Triton, kind of a fish thing. So that was kind of mapped for me. For Rukvi, it was more of the like what happens when you kind of lose faith and lose your powers and regain them by kind of aligning with something else. Galen and the like lost soul and everything. So a lot of it was taken from books, from movies. I think everyone had some sort of a thing going on. I tried to make everyone kind of important at some part of the story, so that was kind of something I wanted to have. Like for each one of you, some time in the spotlight. I hope you kind of felt it.
Yeah, it's crazy how you were able to give us a little bit of that, because 2-hour sessions and like 6 players, it seems like really hard to do.
Yeah.
But I have to say that this was kind of golden for me. I mean, it's really, really hard to find players that kind of push you, that kind of motivate you, and with simply your presence kind of making me want to do more and want to kind of be immersed in the story enough for you to kind of enjoy it. I don't know if I'm kind of explaining myself. But that was kind of
players that want to invest in the story that we are all creating.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt like it's an exchange. I didn't feel like I'm coming and I have to come up with everything, etc. It was a lot of it was injected by you. So
it's always good when players like come up with an idea or affect the world or how the world end up being because of how the players act or ideas they come up with during the campaign. It might be just some small something they say like, oh, maybe this is what's going on, and like the DM say, oh yes, this I can totally fulfill this in like the next 10 sessions of this, just from some like offhand comment like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, maybe it's that.
And it's done. Yes, I completely agree. And also I have to say that after like 2 years, I stopped printing the session notes because I like my file gets so big, it was a mess to kind of shuffle through pages, etc. I moved to be like only digital, and I actually felt that it kind of messed up with my plans because I couldn't take notes on the paper and kind of fill it with things that you've said, but I kind of typed things afterward, so that was fun. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but all of the YouTube videos that I posted in the description, I always posted like this comment or quote or something. So that was also kind of fun to play with. Not sure if you kind of noticed or not.
I saw some of them. Yeah.
When I was watching to catch up from a session I missed, I think. So you kind of went from analog to digital during the middle of this campaign?
Yeah, I did, and I kind of regret it. I had like this nice folder and notebook. I kind of scribbled, and it's exactly like Morten said. Sometimes one of you would say something, and this would totally be the basis for the next session, like done. I think it was one of Brian's kind of, you said something about, I don't know, maybe my mother is, and that was it. Like that was the session. I threw out my idea and like built it around that kind of remark or comment. And with digital being totally digital, it didn't work because I didn't want to type as I'm kind of, running the session. So my next campaign would be I'd return to some sort of a notebook thing. I think it would work better.
And would you start off like differently than this one, in terms of like what you have prepared, or would you start already with like, content that you can just immediately use depending on how we behave or like during the session?
So what I usually do, I think I have it. This I can show you. I think it's interesting. Let me see if it actually. Oh yeah. Okay, I will show you this. Let me try and share my screen again. So for every campaign, what I'm doing is I'm building this 3-arc line. So we had the Ring of Winter. Do you remember like that first part of the campaign? And then there was a political story with Neverwinter and Neverember, etc. And then there was the craziness of the Kraken, etc. So every time I'm starting a campaign, I'm building something like this. And once I have that, once I have that, I can wing it as the campaign develops. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like I have the starting point, I have like the general theme of what I'm trying to do, and then it's simply weaving aspects of those 3 stories. So Ice, Ring of Winter, and the war, and Neverember being kind of a megalomaniac ruler, and then the tyrant. So you could pivot and move and shift, and it's still the same story.
It's really interesting how like the game Dungeon World that I ran for you guys one time, it has a system to sort of do what you did with the 3 different story plots, where like you have to choose one plot or one, they call it fronts, where you choose. So here's the threat, the main threat, like the opening of a portal. Here's another threat of like the sacking of the city, another threat, and then you keep like moving them together. And sometimes some of them stop, sometimes new ones pop up. But it seems like very similar to that.
Yeah. It also allows me to be more. I really didn't want to railroad, so this was kind of really important for me. And this is why I basically planned each session like a week before we actually met. Like running through the video, kind of taking notes, and then building something out of things that happened from that session, but still relates to that big story. So hopefully you felt that it kind of makes sense within the world that we're kind of playing.
Yeah, there was definitely consistency that I felt.
Also, we finished like level, 14, 15? 15, perfect, yeah. So that was also a goal of mine, to kind of see that we can run a campaign from level 1 to 15 and kind of basically enjoy every level. I think that was also kind of fun thing to do.
Is there anything that you wish you could have done like different or better?
There's always this next level of immersion that I always feel that I could have placed, but it simply demands so much work. Like, think about it. We have 140 hours of play. Right? This is a ton of material, and things that you've said, NPCs that you've met, for example, like trying to revive NPCs and kind of inject them back into the game to see things that are more. It's so hard to kind of keep track of everything. I think that this is kind of, for me, the next level, to be able to kind of hold it in my head not forget names, not forget like small quests, not forget this random NPC that you encountered, and maybe he can circle back and do something.
You need a search engine.
No, I yeah.
Make a wiki.
Yeah. So this is something like I want to be able to do, but it requires a lot of work. So I'm not sure that I have the capacity for it. That's definitely something.
Yeah, and practice too.
Yeah. Also better isolation for the room, because my wife, after each session, I go out of the room and she said, "You are a madman. Like, what are you rambling there? And you all those noises." She only hears one side of the campaign. And she's kind of, "You're a lunatic. I don't understand what I'm doing with you." So that's she's jealous.
That's
you're
it
right.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's that. So how many of you have other campaigns going on? Like, where you nothing? I was your
One. I'm not playing in one. I'm running one.
I'm
Amazing.
running 2 sort of and playing in 1.
fantastic.
I haven't played another one in quite a while. I think I don't know. Half a year into the quarantine, I dropped my other 2 campaigns that I was in or playing in or running, and I've just been going with this one so far.
Cool. That's cool.
Speaking of campaigns, what
What's next?
the future? What's next?
So that's a good question.
So what are we doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
You have something prepared.
Right?
So first I need a break. Yeah, whoa. But
Come on. You
come
barely
on.
read anything.
I have, like, with the Israeli group, we wrapped up Tomb of Annihilation, and then we started a campaign that I created from scratch. It's basically a Lovecraftian campaign. Think about Frankenstein, Twilight Zone. This is a campaign with guns. It's like London, 14th, 15th century vibe, and you are basically a group of acolytes in a church sent to investigate some deep evil somewhere, and it seems like you are in, like, the world is not aware of the horrors that lurk by. So that was the premise. It started really cool, but then they reached level 5, became basically kind of, it can't kill me in a round, so what do I care? And then the entire kind of horror aspect of it kind of fizzled out, and what am I doing here now? So it was a fantastic success for 5 levels, and then it kind of fizzled out. So I'm still thinking how to fix that. Other than that, I have no ideas, but next campaign won't be constructed, won't be published. It will be something that I will build from scratch, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's even will be in the Forgotten Realms or something like that. It should be something different.
Are you thinking of using the same 5e system, or maybe another D&D, or another completely different franchise?
That's a good question. I have this. So between Tomb of Annihilation and the new campaign, which is 5e, we played basic D&D for a couple of months. I don't know if you ever played basic D&D. You have, like, for fighters, for example, you can attack. This is it. For wizards, you have, like, up till level, one spell, 2 spells. That's it. You have 2 HP. When you get to 0, you die. That's it. So we had, like, a fantastic run in this system, because it kind of forces you to actually role play and be very careful. You want to keep your character alive. So
it's also sort of interesting in how it deals with XP, since you get XP for also defeating encounters, and you don't have to, win You get
Yeah.
XP for also talking to them, and you get XP for bringing treasure back to the town.
Yes.
So if you can avoid or fighting and get treasure, that's how you win.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So I would love to run a full-fledged campaign in that, but it does kind of put a lot of constraints on players. Players, I feel, kind of love all the tweaking, building crazy builds, and all those, if you play a fighter for 16 level in that system, all you have is 1 attack, and then 2 attack, and then 3 attacks, and that's it. Like, nothing more than that.
And
So
no skill proficiencies or anything,
No,
so it's
no
like
skill.
very basic.
yeah. So we loved it for a couple of months, but I'm not sure that I can actually run and engage players for 70 sessions. I'm not sure.
Well, listen, guys, I gotta run. Like I said, we got friends coming over for a campfire outside thing.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, really thank you for all of you for being with me in this for such a long time, bearing with my nonsense. It's been a real pleasure.
It was really hard. Like, we hated it every minute. Like, that's why we needed sometimes even 2 hours after the session just sitting around bitching like, oh god damn it, and that's he did this again and again. No, we really enjoyed it. Speaking for me, I really enjoyed it. I can't speak for else, of course, but yeah, this was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for running it all. I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of commitment, so I do appreciate it.
Thanks, and you'll be the first to hear once I have this new thing going on. So we'll kind of unite and we'll do something else. I'm sure. So this isn't over yet. Yes.
Stay in touch. I'm not going to leave the Discord channel or anything. So let's.
Let's keep it on. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
All
we could maybe have someone else run something for a short while, if people are interested. I know that's something we have.
Are you volunteering?
Emiliano talked about something, and I wouldn't mind running something. Also,
If somebody tells me they want me to run something, I can't say no ever. So
Hey,
go
you
for
want
a-
to run something?
No, Emiliano, go for a run. You look way too lazy.
oh yeah, I don't wanna.
Hey, you just
Fantastic.
said you could refuse.
Yeah,
Have a
I
good
will.
night, you guys.
Yeah.
Good night.
Easter.
Peace.
Happy Easter, Brian. Bye.
Bye, Brian. Yeah, I will hop off as well. Give you the chance to kind of chit chat and gossip again. But we'll keep in touch real soon. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
Awesome.
Cool.
Chat.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Peace.